Yeah, I won the 50-50. Like usual for some reason. Congratulations, Nixon. I'm glad you got V6. I know she is the waifu of all time for you. Right back. Wasn't so sure it opened enough because since I forgot to do the expansion mode. Yeah, I noticed that there are things not picked up on when I looked at the game a couple of days ago. I was like, damn, there's a lot floating around. But I am thankful for the help regardless. Well, let's take a look. Only got 3 hours. Also, I'm sick, so I won't be doing any narration. Well, I can't say I'm sick, but I'm recovering from sickness. So, no narration for now. Only got 3 hours. I gotta do a Thanksgiving dinner with the family. And they want to eat at 1 o'clock, which is like, whoa, that's actually kind of early. I was expecting around 5 or something. But, yeah. I'll probably do that, and then we can probably do Deep Oblivion when I get back, because I want to take care of that today, actually, or tonight, since it's on the day of, which feels a lot better than waiting till Saturday. Or hero AI. So I know when I did this on the Chinese server, I did not have any issues. So is your to load the V6 already? No, I used support for that. My Toledo is V1. Not the two who you do. I want to do that today, actually. Or, yeah, today, before I leave. And yeah, I'm sick on Turkey Day. That's not the first time that's happened, actually. But I'll be more specific. I'm recovering from sickness. So it's more like I'm sick on Turkey Week. So I'm not contagious or anything, but I just don't sound right, for the most part. Hey, Relax, how's it going? like when I'm perfectly healthy, it is a bit of a hassle to narrate literally everything. Yeah, I saw that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that after this, and then I'll try to squeeze in the React videos. If you can post the videos on my DM, that'd be good, Dylan. Don't worry about the Nikkei video. It'll come when it comes. It's been so long, I forgot how wild Nemesis's chest is. It's alive. Yeah, both videos. I appreciate it. Amir's long-lost sister. If Nemesis has terabytes worth of data storage, what about Sabrina? Got the SSD. Or the SSD, solid state drive. A petabyte. Helen is just a server. That's funny. Appreciate it, Dylan, as always. Thanks for the gifted. Just noticed the game doesn't, or not the game, the stream doesn't show who got gifted anymore. That's strange.
了解。命令を。
Insider job. Or maybe everyone here already has a membership.
指揮官。そうね。
So I can see on my feed who got it gifted. The one who got it gifted is at Hey Hey Alaska. The supplied missions and new events. Oh, there it is. Jeez, that was a long delay. Congratulations, Hey Hey Alaska. See you, Seth. How's it going? Can't wait for William Oscar. We won't have to wait for long. Should be showing up in 2 months, I want to say. Maybe 3 months, actually. Depends on if they want to squeeze Corpusant into 1 month. Which is kind of wild if they do that. Since there's 3 parts. I know. I'm alright, I guess. It sucks that I gotta hang out with family while I'm not at 100%, but it is what it is. Not the first time it's happened. This is why I don't like going to work. Because I definitely got sick from the job. Someone decided to go to work while they were sick as fuck. And it got, like, a lot of people sick, and I was one of them. Or go back in there. We might as well try to get to Lolo. I don't have enough to get Lena unless I'm like super lucky, so she'll have to wait for like the end, towards the end of the banner. And then I'm probably gonna have to spend money on Rebella, to be completely honest. Also, generally just play the game. Operation Butterfly. That's wild.
引力により星の軌跡は変えられ、私たちは引き合わされました。トロ
Just win your 50-50s, by the way. Although I'm not sure this banner had a 50-50. I think I lost a previous one, so I don't think it's supposed to 50-50. Oh yeah, I did lose it. Yeah, I did lose it. Yeah, this was guaranteed. That's awesome though. Now I finally got V2 Lolo. Now my Lolo's actually good. This is still like my favorite outfit in the game, by the way. Can't wait for Ulrich to get an outfit. Right? Right, Mika?
壮大な考えと素晴らしい幻想。
Yeah, I was trying to get a gun though. I was trying to get another golden melody. And then I lost it to a shotgun, I think, I want to say. Well, if Ulrich's first skin is a gotcha, that means we have sex. So I'm cool with that. Yeah, so one thing that you guys need to know, in case you don't know, is that from this point forward... Wait, I can't do anything yet because I'm currently not done tutorial. Yeah, probably not. From this point forward, you want to actually go to the crew deck first before doing literally anything else. I'm cool with that.
So,
like, you want your coffee and you want your meal, because those actually buff your acquisition rate whenever you spend your not collapse pieces, but your stamina. You always want to do the crew deck stuff first before spending your stamina for the day. Oh, hell yeah, let's do that way. Oh, she already sucks. Oh, never mind. Cooking gun must be an idle thing. Reconnecting. Yeah, at this point, I think people just do it for a meme, if I'm completely honest. I want to say he's on December 3rd, or it starts on December 3rd. There we go. Going all in on AK-15 costume when she drops. Yes, so you can never see it because she's always in her mech. I'm voting for Rebella. I mean, I'm happy that you guys all want to do that, but it feels like that's not going to matter, not going to lie. Like I said, it feels like just making Klukai #1 as a meme at this point. That people just vote Klukai. Just vote for Hero. But I think people just vote for Klukai because that's what they're expected to do. Like me, I would vote for Ulrid, but I know Ulrid's not going to win. So at the very least, I'll vote for Springfield because she's like one of my favorites overall. I like Murica. The game took a while to load, apparently. Gotcha. Wait, why did they vote for G11? Did they vote for Sharkbait? Oh, Winner's event is a limited event? I didn't even know that. Oh, this is the part where someone was saying I can't do the Nemesis part for the tutorial. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had to talk to everyone here first. Let's go through it first, because I know I had a problem with this too on CN side. Yeah, interesting. I have no idea why they aren't voting for Shark 3. Yeah, I heard, Dylan, that you voted. Not voted, but you you pre-ordered. So, side note, I'm used to seeing these now, but I do want to reiterate that the 3D models in this game is actually looks really good. They just need a bit more life to them. That's always been the biggest issue. Hey, Rodrigo. How's it going? Yeah, I already did this. Level up. What the? Oh yeah, I have her in her skin. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why is she in her swim? Oh, like, oh wait, I have her in her swimsuit outfit for some reason. Anyway. Zoom in. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, we can go straight to the door from here. And I had to do that. considering how uppity we get whenever there's a gacha skin coming out. To be fair though, this one feels more worth it. Feels more worth it, I should say. Because sex.
あら、了解。そう。
It's not that hard, but only because they basically give us like free pulls. Always dancing. Who knows that she's dancing to a wall? Wouldn't she want to like face me, or at least face the open space? Not right now, no. Can do that later. I'm a bit short on time. It's nothing special. The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Fight though. You know what? Now that I know Lorelei is a thing, the SR50, I kind of don't want to pull it all on the Kukai banner. I'll get it first pull. I'd say the interesting part about actually it's called action. That is true. It's been a while since I played a Blaze Blue, so be fun if he gets his first pull. Okay, let's just try it. Everyone's like, you'll get it first pull. I'm gonna show you that I won't. See? Nothing. Got this though. The favorite part about Ghost Frontline 2 so far? The sex that we just got. Definitely broke the cabinet.
されどこれを
A masterless months, awaiting the descent of the stars. Ellipses. Oh, those are big. Oh, that's why. I didn't know how huge she was. Yu Zhong in a Speedo. Next update is real? We'll see. That's the impression we got, though. At the very least, though, we can imagine that they're fucking. What else is there? Oh yeah, upstairs. Black thing. It looks like black to me.
指揮官
Well, the stand does, but
あら
yeah, this is ASMR.
うーん
Actual ASMR.
あら うーん
Never thought they would add ASMR into the game. It really feels like that they're dartboarding features. No, what what can we do to satisfy our players and they have to spend more?
そう
And to be fair though, ASMR is pretty popular. Surprisingly so. Gorilla mating sounds. What if it's like ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm glad the ring shows.
今夜は私の声で指揮官を守るわ
Say that the T-doll body has a component necessary for a good flapping. I don't believe he ever did say that outright. But in Lynn's event, they showed very well that dolls can be made for fucking. And I see no reason why that our T-dolls
てみて
don't have the same components. Just basically out of, I guess you can say, good theory with evidence.
ほら口を開けて
Plus, Perska is actually a closet horny person, so I'm pretty sure she designed all the T-dolls that have those parts. I'll be right back. I'm gonna test this ASMR thing.
どう気に入ってもらえたかしら 目が覚めたのね。気になる？張り詰めているようだったから休憩中くらいはリラックスしてほしくて。
You're asking about your clothes.
ベルトを外して上着を脱がせたの。
Comparing it to our soul. Yep.
前だって手が回らない時は着替えを手伝っていたでしょ。忘れたの？
Dude, you have no idea how much like ASMR is popular. It's like the most popular one on Twitch. So I decided to hang out in like one or two like an ASMRs.
気を緩めてほしいから。
The dudes there are so depraved. They're more depraved than us, which is crazy. That was a weird sound. But here, let me yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. How long are these two videos? Just to make sure. I don't know how long these videos are.
So,
Okay, that's
it's your boy too. Continue.
What the fuck up. 19 minutes. Let's just say it's triple the time. Or double. Let's say double the time for a react, so that one's an hour. And Arikado usually doesn't make long videos. Alright, 30. So 14 minutes, so about 30 minutes. So an hour and 30. That's plenty of time. Okay. Ear swab? Interesting. Make her sound. Hey, didn't we get a new ASMR on the Chinese side? Is it DSR? Did we just get that? I know Lorelai is horny as fuck and she's gonna be super popular, but I didn't think she'd get ASMR. I don't think it was Helen either. So it could have been DSR. She had 10 years of this all to herself, but they never fucked. Apparently. No, I didn't yet. Oh. Yeah. It's not too sexy and not too covered up. Perfectly balanced. Not too sexy. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to disagree with that. I think it's gigantically sexy. Also, the naked apron thing. She has a naked apron too. Unlock interaction. Hey, you want to unlock this interaction? Well, you better get the better get the skin.
孤児院の子供たちがケーキを焼いてくれました。ボスもどうですか?
You're better off not knowing. Lingerie and PJs, yeah. You need to go on the internet more and update some update your internet lingo. Says someone tried to sell her handcuffs, but it's not the one she usually uses because you know she's security. Who has a naked apron? DSR 50 Lorelai. It's one of her it's one of her accessories. Update her address? No. Yeah, DSR 50 has a naked apron. And lingerie. And natural pajamas. But the pajamas is her default. Why is this $50 fucking dollars? What the fuck? That's why you want to buy it now for this discount. I don't know, man. I'm not really like that for the crew deck, you know, for decoration. Like, look, man, if I'm buying if I'm gonna buy $50 for a dorm, it better be a sex dungeon. You know what I mean? I better see Swami spanking over its butt or something. Crying tears of blood. Yeah, it only gets difficult for my computer when they're actually loading in. Once they're all in, it's okay. The Russian dog. To be a real lifer. True that. D killer wife. True. Was it more tutorial stuff? No, I'm surprised they didn't give Commander a sprint mechanic. Yeah, I don't want to run around as the other dolls, though.
Huh?
I like being the commander.
Huh?
Uh-uh. I haven't noticed a difference with the repeating room. And I drank my coffee yet. I'd say, am I already done? But no, I still gotta spend like the last pieces. We're already getting like a lot of surprise dolls. Wait, is Sabrina moving? What the fuck? Oh, he's eating. Oh, she moved from. That makes sense actually. She moved from the oven to the table, and now she's eating. Hold on. Why is this the most animated part of the game? Going back for more? Wait, did they just teleport in there? Did she just pull that food out of her frame and it just teleported? She didn't even open the oven yet. What the fuck? Yeah, the killer wife, Lorelai, and your as a triple housewife. I know we don't want that many housewives. First collapse. I can believe that. I highly doubt that they'll bring Lewis that early. After RO, it should be Lainey. And Lainey counts as filler, so we should be good there. Okay, she's not moving anymore. I was waiting for her to move. Oh, that's why I don't have it yet. How do I... What else do I need? Hello? Jeez. Let's, help out people. I've heard some voice lines. Yeah, I can confidently say that they aren't good. Even as a person who prefers English dub compared to most people, I can tell. I can say in confidence that a lot of them aren't good. I am glad that they tried to add in an English dub, considering that, you know, they don't need a lot of voice lines. So I'm glad that they at least did it. But yeah, definitely not a good first impression. I want to say the only good one I heard was 9 and Y2K. British gross. Yeah, I can't say I do. I can't say I do. It's funny. I think I've seen like two sides to the Sabrina story. One is that she's unkillable, and the other is that she's easy to kill because she doesn't do any damage. Because I decided to check the feedback on the Fire Control Discord, and there is a post that says they think shotguns are bad. Now there's a lot of response to that saying like, no, Sabrina's awesome. What the fuck you talking about? But yeah, those are the two sides I've seen. BK has a good English dub. I would agree. Good luck trying to convince people on the internet though for that. That said, as a person who does listen to the English dub, they do tend to have some misses in there, and some of it was prevalent in Goddess Fall. For some of the parts, I would say if you're not used to how anime is, It works fine, but if you're expecting the anime tropes and the anime exaggeration, the English dub tends to miss when they need to do it. I also think Chime's direction is fucking awful. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure when they decided to make Chime speak like Scarlet, but it was a really bad direction. She should go back to talking normally. And yeah, Chime, in general, her voice actor was not directed well. Like, easily she was, in terms of the actual writing of her dialogue, she was easily the worst thing in that entire event. Which sucks because she was very important for that event.
エルモ号の今後についてアイディアがあるのだ。詳しい計画をメールで送っておくので目を通しておいてくれるか?
Their old English stick. I do hope they stop doing that, to be completely honest. It should have been only Scarlet's thing, but then they added it to Nayuta, and then they added it to Chime. And I have no idea why they added the Chime. Okay, I think I am good. Let's see. English geezers. Yeah, I'm good for now. Known issue. Okay. It's actually... Oh, wow. Okay. This didn't happen in CN. So this ends on December 17th. Yeah. Okay, alright, then we're fucked. Alright. That's unfortunate. Mika screws up again. What else is new? So for anyone who doesn't know, Lena's story is after Deep Oblivion. All of it. So the fact that Lena's event ends before part 2 starts, it means you're going to have to spoil yourself. Good thing we watched it in CN. Yeah, about that. Lena's was the only event that I said, hey, we'll just wait to read it when it comes out on global side. Because at least that gives me something to look forward to. Turns out that was a mistake. Good thing YouTube exists. It does, yeah. Honestly, just don't do part 1, link CN part 2. Well, the thing is that I could link the CN version, but that was with the Lunar Translator. And really the only reason why I'm streaming all the English stuff is because of the Lunar Translator being so bad by comparison. I basically don't have to do it anymore once we finish Corposon. I think at that point I'll stop doing global read-throughs until they catch up to CN, because at that point everything is a lot better thanks to the English patch. Yeah, Luna was rough. It got the job done, but it was rough. Or just use CNEN patch for WPLM Part 2. True. I could do that. Words? What, is there Twitch drops? I didn't know there's Twitch drops. What was the RNC named? It was something weird. It definitely wasn't URNC. I don't remember anymore, but it was like an actual word. Oh yeah, it was like Luo Liao. Luo Liao. I think it was that. Yeah, it was Luo Liao. Every name wrong. And I remember I was reading that. I was like, what the fuck's Luo Liao? Like, is that a new faction? And then I just kept thinking hard. I was like, wait, is that URNC? Orphaline win? Probably in 3 months. Yeah. I think 3 months is a good gauge. But what I think I'll do is that we'll ignore Lena's event on global side. Wait until Deep Oblivion Part 2 comes up. We'll do Deep Oblivion Part 2, and then I'll jump to the Chinese server, and then we can do Lena's event. Or Lena's story. That way everything lines up. Yeah, Rebel Squad. That'll actually make sense, though. That one I can't fault Luna Translator for. The unfortunate translations, yeah. I think the only name that they got right on Lunar Translator is mine. How big's the spoiler? I actually don't know. I never did Luna's event. I was waiting to do that on global side, but now I know that was a mistake. Because they fucked it up. Gotta love the Mika fumbles. They're so good. But I've been informed several times that Lena's event happens after DO Part 2. So. And that would make sense because Lena is involved very heavily for Deep Oblivion. Like, very, very heavily. Could even say she's the second main character. But okay, if we're aiming for... We can play a DO right now. Not right now, no. I don't have enough time. DO is like... Part 1 almost takes like 5 hours to get through all of it. It's pretty long. I can do it when I get home after dinner, after Thanksgiving dinner, and then as soon as I get home, I can do Deep Oblivion Part 1. And that'd be totally fine. But not at this very instant. I can't do it right now. Oh, hold on. This notification is pissing me off. Yeah. Probably still 5 hours because I'll be sick while doing it. Well, not sick, but recovering from sickness while doing it. I keep having to specify that just so I don't get the wrong idea. 0 deaths. We're fine. Do I have enough? Oh, I actually do have enough to buy one of these. I want to wait for Rebella so I can buy her outfit. Oh yeah, the rebate thing. Where the fuck was that again? Can't remember where it was. See, is it here right now? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But I literally do not remember where it's at. Get the level 1. No, I want Rebella. I need her in that outfit. Won't lie. I'll send money when RO comes out. Fine. Fine, Jesus Christ. What is up with you and wanting to give me money? There you go. Because I can. Like, oh, you touched my ass. Smile. Anyway, I want this too, but yeah, we'll pull off on that. I appreciate it, Dylan. I really do. Yeah, I was still expect it to be 5 hours, but I also can't gauge how long I'm going to be gone. Because yeah, I'll have the dinner. I can probably make the excuse that I am sick, just so I won't have to stay for long. But I'm pretty sure that they want me to stay for a little bit. As long as I'm back before 7, I'll be able to stream Deep Oblivion Part 1 pretty easily. Because I don't go to work until 11, because my start time's at 12. My shift starts at 12. So, if anything, I should be doing more overnight streams, to be completely honest. The only reason why I don't do it is because, when I talked about it on my Discord, everyone's like, yeah, that's way too late. I'm asleep by then. So, it's just a bad schedule for my community. Enjoy your family time. No. I'll be real with you. It's difficult to enjoy family time when all they want to do is play cards. Like, 90% of the time, they basically say, yeah, I'm gonna play Phase 10. I fucking hate Phase 10. I am not going to do Phase 10. At least, why would I do strip poker with my family? What the fuck? So, should we do the reacts now? You got time to do both. Right. Get rid of it. My OCD is actually kicking my ass right now. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, that's good enough. The Glory Store? Wait, who added me? Like, who the fuck? I don't see it on the announcements. If they would have, put it on here. Oh, it's here. I don't have enough for it. Yeah, I don't have anywhere near enough. Yeah, I'll do achievement hunting later then. Okay, let's do those reacts. Oh, that's cuts. It's fine. Ah, there we go. That's better. Let me get rid of some tabs. Some things that you guys should not see. Should be good. Okay. All right, so your point history, probably. So if anyone who doesn't know this guy, his name is Tuhu. He has been in the gacha scene for a super long time, like over a decade at this point. I remember watching him on Twitch for a little bit. He played a lot of FGO back in the day. Just to let the guys know, I am feeling a little bit under the weather, so I do not want to go too hard on this. That said, Tuhu, the story behind Tuhu is that he was basically a nobody. He still is. To be completely honest, but he has started making a name for himself, being what one would call, well, the self-proclaimed gacha god, because his whole shtick on Twitch was that he would play like 7, 8, or 9 gacha games at the same time on his Twitch channel. I'm not sure if he still does that on Twitch, but that's what he did when I used to watch him for a little bit. Yeah, and right now he's playing 18 gachas right now. He plays them all every day. which is why he is a self-proclaimed gotcha god. Everyone made fun of him for that, especially Tectone. He and Tectone have beef, and Tectone leaked a lot of stuff when it came to Tuhu, because Tuhu did a lot of begging for clout, more or less. He's like, "Hey, can you react to my video so I can get more views and blah 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 blah." Hey, bots, how's it going? So it wasn't really a good look for him, but at the same time, getting shat on by Tectone probably did more for him than actually hurt him. You know what I mean? Because he became a certified Tectone hater, and a lot of people don't like Tectone. But to be fair, Tectone is not even in the gacha scene anymore. He has evolved, and he is basically no longer in the gacha scene whatsoever. To be completely honest, maybe on Twitter, but definitely not on YouTube. So for me personally, I am aware of him. I never spoke to him. I have nothing against him. But the reason why we're reacting to him now is because Styx made a video about why he quit Girls Frontline 2. I didn't watch that video, but I watched one of his videos where he actually said that he is quitting Girls Frontline 2 because they don't treat their players well, which, to be fair, he is like 80% correct, I would say. But I would say Styx's explanation is a little shallow. Probably because, you know, he wasn't really down in the trenches like how I was. But his general sentiment towards Girls Frontline 2 is valid. I'll put it that way. It's valid. So I was sent this video because Tuhu does trash Styx in this video. I don't know if he trashes on people who dislike Girls Frontline 2 at the moment. I didn't watch his video. I didn't watch his video whatsoever. So before I start, I want to say that I have no ill will towards Tuhu. This is just like the Psyche video, to be honest. I am only going to critique his video if need be. And we will see what happens. Alright, that's me yapping. Let's go ahead and get into this.
So dudes, it's your boy Tuhu. Continuing my trend
Let me know
of
if you can hear it.
covering gacha topics that already happened like weeks or even months ago at this point, because my side hustle and other IRL stuff I got going on has been kicking my ass. Today I want to give my thoughts on the somewhat kinda recent skin gacha drama that happened about, I don't know, like about a month ago at this point, over in Girls Frontline 2. For those of you who don't know, the developers of GFL2, Mika Team, announced
It is more than a month ago. I want to say it's like 3 or 4 months at this point. Yeah, he's not keeping track of time.
the swimsuit skin for 416, one of the most popular characters. By the way, don't ask me to call her Klukai or whatever. I hate that name, the single
Kukai.
worst rename in the entire game. Why GFL2 players are throwing a fit over the skin gacha and not over the travesty that is 416's human name, I don't know, but hey, if you ask me, they clearly got their priorities wrong. Anyways, Mika announced that they would sell 416's new swimsuit skin via a skin gacha, and it would cost around like $200 or so for you to obtain everything in it, because the gacha doesn't just have a skin, it also has other accessories and animations that they want you to get, if I'm not mistaken, before getting the skin itself. By the sounds of it, it seems very similar to the skin gacha that Nikkei has. When this happened, players from
Except Nikkei's is a lot cheaper, $60 at max, and Kukai skin is at $120 at max. I want to say you do get free pulls, which makes it easier, but we didn't get that until after the shitstorm.
I think every single GFL2 server out there immediately clapped back at Mika and basically told them to go fuck themselves. Good old Mika team can't go a single year without some nuclear drama going off in their faces, usually because of some of their own fuck-ass decisions. As somebody who's played the original Girls Frontline Gacha GFL1 for 6 years on the EN server since day 1 until 2024, let me give you some context for this first. This is not the first time that Mika team has done a skin gacha, because GFL1 had one too, and it was way fucking worse there, man. If you wanted to pull for one of those live 2D gacha skins that they got going on and you hit pity, that shit cost you $400 to $500. To be fair, you'd be pulling for other skins on that skin banner too, and there's a system where you get black cards every time you get a dupe of any skin, even the lowest tier ones, and those cards let you pick up other skins from past banners. But still, $400 to $500. Even if GFL2 skin gacha is technically a lot cheaper, that's still $200 for a skin in a stupid gacha game.
It's not $200. Also, one thing about the context, he did say he played for since day one, which is why it's a little weird that he framed it this way. But he should also know that people didn't really buy skins at all in Girls Frontline 1. They actually just go full free to play and just grind the black cards. So it didn't actually really make them a lot of money. There's a reason why Girls Frontline 1 is usually at the bottom of the charts in the revenue streams.
So for me personally, seeing Mika team bring back their skin gacha like this just got me like, bruh, Yuzhong, what the fuck are you doing, man? So now that you have the context, let me explain to you why I think some people out there way overblew this thing. I'm talking about people like Styx who decided to quit the game over this whole thing over a stupid $200 skin gacha. But first, let me give my honest thoughts on this whole skin gacha drama thing. Yes, I agree in the sense that this is pretty damn scummy on Mika's part for a few reasons. One, as a blanket rule, just for me personally, for gacha games or just video games with microtransactions in general, I believe that no skin should cost more than $20 as a standalone product. And even then, I still think $20 is like pushing it. And if you want to price a skin higher than that, then it better come in some kind of like package where you get other stuff like materials or extra gacha pulls or something. Two, as I alluded to before, this ain't the first time Mika team has done a skin gacha. So as a GFL1 veteran myself, when GFL2 first came out and we saw what its monetization was like, I was like, oh cool, there's no more fucking skin gacha, thank God. And then Yuzhong comes along as all like, sorry guys, my bad, I need my 15th Ferrari or something, so fuck you, pay me. And three, did they really need to make a whole fuck-ass gacha out of this? What I think they should have done was put 416 swimsuit skin on sale just as a standalone product for like $30 or something, and then offer the other accessories and animations as either, you know, individual microtransactions or at most like bundle them together. What's really baffling about this whole thing to me is that Mika has already done that kind of pricing before, like the pricing that I just mentioned. Springfield's dress skin is $30 and it comes with its own, you know, unique lobby and animations, and other skins now have like these accessory bundles that you can buy for like, I don't know, like $5 or $10 or something that lets you customize certain parts about those skins. You already had a good model that players, you know, didn't really mind, so what the fuck is this skin gacha all about now? If I'm not mistaken, I believe that Mika team is at least partially owned by Tencent, either that or Tencent partially controls like the game itself. Not sure how that works.
I looked this up. I thought it's like Tencent is like they own like 10 or 20% of the company. And basically they just give them money. So Mika team does have to pay them back. There's that one thing. Yuzhong does own the majority of the company, like a super large majority of it. But as far as Tencent's involvement, they do have a tiny bit of shareholding. And they need to be appeased them.
But assuming that Mika team does in fact have some Chinese mega corpo overlord that they gotta answer to, then obviously there's not much we or even they can do about it. But the fact that they sprung a skin gacha like this onto GFL2 out of nowhere, I'll admit, that don't feel too good, man. Like, Nikkei players...
So, oh, goddamn. Oh man, that video. But yeah, I say that the worst part about the gacha skin, um, it really did feel like it was out of nowhere because straight up, as a person who does play on the Chinese servers and did watch basically um all the previews and got translations and stuff, they did not mention the skin gacha whatsoever until like a couple of hours before the patch dropped. Like they waited as long as they could to not mention the skin gacha because they knew it would cause a shitstorm. But because of that, it made the reveal a whole lot worse because a lot of people wanted to buy that Klukai skin. So they did like the worst thing possible in announcing this, and that made it way worse, if I'm completely honest.
Players always bitch about how much they fucking hate their own skin gacha, and that shit only costs like 50 or 60 bucks. So like, how else did Mika team think that their players are gonna respond? I mean, hell, Nikkei even has their own Chinese server now, so what's their excuse? And all of this doesn't even include all the other drama that Mika's gotten themselves into over the past, like, however many years that GFL2 has been a thing. Like that one time that they cucked their own players with Type 95, or should I say, Mrs. Draymond. However,
I like how he used it's been such a long time since I watched him. But yeah, that was a thumbnail from another content creator. Iyango, yeah. He was the one who basically followed it, and that's how I learned at least more in depth over what the whole thing was. But yeah, it sounds like he hasn't actually looked into what actually happened and why people got pissed off. It really is a mismanagement of like it's bad communication. Things are just people say that Raymond NTR'd you. That didn't actually happen. It's just that the story was garbage and Diane was mischaracterized, more or less.
as much as I too do not like the skin gacha in GFL2, I think that the proper response to a situation like this is to simply stop spending money. If you're a GFL2 player and you are legitimately angered by this whole skin gacha drama stuff, then I think that the most appropriate thing that you can do is to stop paying for stuff in-game until such time comes when you feel that Mika team has learned their lesson, or at the very least doesn't do another skin gacha again, or something like that. I do not think that quitting the entire game wholesale is an appropriate response here, because it just doesn't make sense to me. As greedy and predatory as the skin gacha may seem, it's a fucking cosmetic, bruh. It's a skin that you don't have to buy, an option.
Oh, let's finish.
Your account is like not gonna suddenly explode or lock itself out just because you decided to not spend money on this stupid skin gacha. This is not a situation where all of a sudden the game's becoming super pay to win. Matter of fact, in the narrow context of like PvP in this game, I'd argue the game was pretty much always like that to begin with people running around with their V6 416s and V6 Springfields. Who's AK-15? Going back to GFL 1 skin gacha for a bit here as a bit of a side.
Okay, so just to talk about a little bit about what he just said, on whether like quitting is a disproportionate response. 99% of the time, and I feel like this feels this feels like he's too distant from Girls Frontline 2 to actually understand why this was such a big sentiment back then. Girls Frontline 2 has a lot of issues. It still does, by the way, which is why I think that's the biggest motivator for Mika team to actually do wide sweeping changes like they just announced with ESR 50. They're doing like wholesale gameplay revamps and stuff like that. Ghostline 2 has a lot of problems. Like a whole lot of problems. For most people, if they were actually quitting over this, it's because it was the last straw on the camel's back and not the sole reason. So I think I'm starting to see why this video might be getting clowned on, even though he is actually articulating his point pretty well. It feels like he's missing a lot of context. So we'll see what happens.
Tangent. I had some people try telling me on my stream that, oh, the skin gacha wasn't so bad in the first game because you could get every character for free if you played the game enough, and that the skin gacha in GFL2 is different because now instead of a construction gacha, we have the typical Hoyo gacha model, and so getting characters is so much harder, apparently. Setting aside the fact that somehow those people don't think a $400 to $500 skin is a problem, they clearly do not play GFL2 regularly, because in my honest fucking opinion, Girls Frontline 2 is actually one of the most generous gacha games you can play right now, just in terms of how many gems you get to pull gacha with if you just play the fucking game. Given that I now main 18 different gachas at this point,
Oh. I don't care. I don't care if you play 18 gachas, man. I really don't give a fuck. Let him cook.
go ahead, count them. I think I have a pretty good sense for how generous a gacha game can be. Yes, GFL2 does have the Hoyo gacha model, basically works the exact same with the one exception being gacha pulls are slightly less expensive, but the game itself is still generous enough to the point where I genuinely believe that you can still pull every single character in the game eventually, even if you spend absolutely no money on it. You just have to grind the game and play it every day. And hey, wasn't that the exact same fucking thing they said about GFL 1? So to me, quitting the game entirely is a disproportionate response to the skin drama.
Okay, so let's talk about this whole thing about, because I've seen this sentiment a lot even before the game came out, and I will say for the most part it is true. It is true that as long as you play the game, even as a free-to-play player, you can get every single character, even if you lose every 50-50. You have enough pulls where you can do that. But it's not accounting for everything else. Dupes and weapons. If you want their weapons, you cannot be free to play and get every single character, unless you're really lucky and you win your 50-50s. If you want dupes, good luck. So if you want both the character and the weapon, which, let's be real, a lot of people are like that, you're kind of screwed. So yes, you can get every single character, and for most people, that will be enough because they're not hardcore players. But if you're doing any sort of endgame, like Fun Smoke Frontline, good old Fun Smoke Frontline. If you want to do any sort of optimization with that, good luck, because you're not going to do well. If you're trying to do heroic mode, good luck. I hope you have friends. If you want to do any of the endgame stuff that kind of escapes my name right now, like the extreme modes, it is difficult without one or two dupes, like priority dupes, like V1 Springfield basically changes her kit entirely. It makes Tololo God mode. And of course, V6 Fukai. Also, he mentioned PvP. I don't know why he mentioned PvP. I mean, PvP is bad, and that's all you really need to say about it, but I don't think anyone's actually trying to play the game for PvP. But yeah.
This is typical Twitter behavior. Instead of using, I don't know, like some bandages and an alcohol wipe to patch up a cut, y'all be throwing a fucking nuke at it. Not every GFL2 player has reacted like this, to be fair, but this is how I think some of them out there have decided to react, or otherwise respond to, in ways that also don't make much sense. This is where I start roasting the fuck out of that Styx guy. For the record, he's far from the only one in terms of like content creators who's reacted like this.
And yeah, PvP is scrapped. Only unranked remains, and you just had to play that. You more or less had to play that 25 times a week. Or not a week. That's a lot. 25 times a month. in order to get all the rewards now.
But I'm using his ass as an effigy here since he's the biggest name that I know of who's gotten involved with this issue himself. Styx put out a video some time ago giving his own thoughts on the GFL2 skin drama, and after...
This is the same video I watched. I thought he made like another video. Wow, he actually is late. Wow, he actually is extremely late. Holy shit. Wow. Why are you so late?
The first 5 minutes or so, where all he does is sniff his own asshole about how much he loves the game and how he used to play it every day. He basically says that he's quitting Girls Frontline 2 because of the skin drama, because he thinks that, oh, Mika Team isn't respecting their players enough, and other high-horse moralist bullshit that countless other dogshit gacha CCs out there also like to ramble about in their own dogshit content.
It is time for me to quit a gacha game that I've been playing since the day it released. This is a game that I did not miss logging into for a single day since it released back at the end of 2024. This was one of my favorite gacha games of all time and continues to be one of my favorite gacha games because even though I'm on
He no longer does content creation. I don't think he actually quit.
installing it, even though I am moving on from it, I don't think it is objectively a bad game.
So let me call out Styx here directly. What do you count as playing every day? Because if just logging in and immediately alt F4ing counts as playing every day, then shit, I guess you wouldn't be lying. But me personally, that ain't shit. Here's what my account looks like. I have every single character, I keep up with all the content, I grind boundary push and phase clash every week, and every time we get a new character announcement, I start prepping for them immediately by farming their preferred attachments. I even have a whole ass series where I record monthly logs where I go through my account on GFL2, or hell even other gacha games that I play, to show people what my progression in those games looks like.
Who cares? Like, he's not calling out Styx, he's just glazing himself. Like, what was the critique? Like, I don't even, like, he showed that clip, and then it's like, well, let me call him out on this. It's like, you play it every day, but how do you actually play? Are you good like me? That's what I just heard. What? Okay, I was expecting a critique or even a roast, but no. No, this is the beginning part was, I was like, okay, like he framed it well. Let's see why he attacked Styx. Because I watched that video and I was like, okay, is he gonna take Styx out of context? I was like, okay, no, he didn't take him out of context, he's just straw manning, I guess you can say. Okay.
I talk about who I pulled in the past month, where they are in terms of investment, and my plans for my account, or I guess individual characters, for the following month. So hey man, show us your account, Styx.
Wait, how much? Okay, did he do that for every character? Oh my god, I forgot, he's a gacha god. Bro, is he free to play? Did he say he was free to play? Because free to play players wouldn't really be maxing out their stuff like this. No, he isn't. Yeah, he usually isn't. Yeah, and he has no money.
Let us see what your account looks like. Because if you really were playing every day, then your account should be caught up with very obvious investment. Actually,
no one cares about investment. This is a casual as fuck game. That's a bad freeze frame. But no one cares. Like, actually, no. Now, there is no other words for this. No one cares. Ghost Frontline 2 is a casual game. Yeah, like, if Styx is taking the time to log into the game and do dailies and then log out, that's it. And look, I'll say this right now because it is in chat. Being a tourist is not bad. being a tourist is only bad if you try to critique the game with some objectivity and you turn out to be wrong. And based on what I've seen from Styx, on that video in particular about Nikkei, not Nikkei, about Ghost Frontline, uh, he didn't say anything wrong during that video, because I remember watching that video.
Actually, I'm not even sure if that's enough at this point, because I remember being informed that at some point you have your wife manage your gacha accounts for you. Now, I'm sure your wife is a fantastic lady, and it's great that your spouse is willing to help you keep up with your gachas, so I'm not trying to take shots at her, let's be clear here. But assuming this is true, or at least some degree of it is, where you have your wife or somebody else play your GFL2 account for you, bruh.
One cares. I have Dylan playing my account because I got bored. And it feels bad. Look, if you're, I don't know. I'm gonna say up front. I don't know what whose life is like his in real life is like. I don't know if he actually is unemployed. I don't know if he has things to do in real life. But if he's playing nothing, his video's nothing. Like if he's playing 18 gacha games and he's able to spend money on all of them, and just by looking at his room, like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing that he is. Like, he is overanalyzing stuff by looking at his room. I'm going to assume that's his studio booth or something like that, because if that's his actual room, holy shit, it looks like a dumpster fire. And I've seen his other room in other videos where it's just plastered with anime stuff, which is whatever. But bro, seriously, no one cares. I love the random models. Yeah, maybe it makes him look like a nerd. I don't know. This is bad. So far, the beginning half of this video was actually pretty decent. But this is once he reached this point, it was bad. Like it became so bad because it's like all he's really doing is being an elitist. He's mining Bitcoin, probably. If I'm honest. Yeah, I'll go to continue.
You call yourself a gacha content creator, and you can't even keep up with your own fucking gacha games?
I'm sorry, dude, but a lot of gacha content creators, they actually do have pilots. Straight up, they do. 1,000,000%. Forget Tectone for a moment, since people hate him. I know Poki has pilots. I'm pretty sure EO had. I think he had a pilot for one game. But a lot of people, if they get bored of a game, they actually just drop it. And me personally, I would have just not been playing Ghost Frontline 2, and that would have been like collecting dust until now if it wasn't for Dylan. Dylan's my wife, which I appreciate, Dylan. And I will say I am basically a certified Ghost Frontline gacha content creator. But if I'm bored, I'm bored. I've been playing a lot of Chaos Zero Nightmare, and I'm having a ton of fun with that. And I guess unlike him, I have a life. Like, I only have like an hour and 15 minutes before I have to leave. So even today, I still got things to do. Sometimes you just gotta take breaks, even as a content creator. Do not let content creation destroy your life, because content creation, it is a very time-consuming job, an extremely time-consuming job. If you made it, of course, it can either be a hobby or a job. But once it becomes a job, it's like let's okay. Example: when I made that video for Girls Frontline, the summary, the overall summary from start to finish, or Girls Frontline 1, I stayed on that for 2 days straight, literally 2 days straight. So I spent like 18 hours one day editing the video, and then I slept for 4 hours, woke up, and then I spent 18 more hours doing the video. And then I got the video out, and then I went to bed and felt like shit, but god damn it, that felt so good. It felt so good to actually finish it. And that's like the main thing about content creation. It is very time consuming and it's a lot of work, but god damn, it feels so good to actually make videos. So all that I'm saying is that to roast him to roast Styx for saying he has a pilot for his gotcha games, it's very stupid. And honestly, it's very elitist. It's very petty too. Why is he even bringing this up?
So you have to pawn them off to other people? I think it is absolutely pathetic for gacha CCs, specifically, to rely on account managers to play their fucking games for them just so that they can tell their viewers, oh yeah, I keep up with my gachas. If content creation is your main source of income,
so I will say this up front, I had never said that I keep up with my gacha games. I am always very transparent when I say that I'm taking a break.
your main source of bread that pays for your bills every month, what are you doing not playing them your damn self? I have a side hustle now that takes me out of the house anywhere from like 5 to 7 or even 8 hours a day. And I still keep up with 18 different gacha games on top of being able to stream and pumping out YouTube videos just like this one.
The fuck is your side hustle if you're out for 8 hours a day, but you can play 18 gacha games a day? Because some of those gachas that he put on there, those take more than 5 minutes to do dailies for. And apparently, if he's also doing all the content for them, I'm gonna be upfront. I think he's lying. Like mathematically speaking, I think he's lying unless he's getting only like 3 hours of sleep a day. At which point he should be dead. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, 8 hours a day is a job, not a side hustle. Yeah, I agree. Roadblocks. Roadblocks. No, bitch. Oh, man. This might be the funniest rant I've done so far. Oh, wow.
Other gacha players who aren't even content creators out there, I'm sure, also have to juggle quite a few gachas themselves while also working full-time ass jobs. So, hey Styx, what the fuck is your excuse? I'm aware that Styx is more of a journalist, a general news type shit YouTuber when it comes to gacha, so sure, I can cut him some slack in the sense that, oh, he's gonna want to cover all kinds of gacha games coming out, and it might be out of his ability to play them all, to which I say skill issue. But if that's the case, to me, that makes him no better than a tourist. Someone who plays a gacha for a little bit and then drops it like a bad habit to...
So I'm going to interrupt him real quick because I talked to Styx personally for a little bit over Discord. Styx is an actual good person. But he has said up front that yes, he does click clickbait, but the clickbait isn't a lie most of the time. So I think a lot of you know Styx mostly probably from Tower of Fantasy, where he's basically seen as a resident hater, more or less. But he has said up front that he does throw out rage content because it does drive views. So he is very honest about that, and really, it does work. That said, what Tuhu is saying here in regards to like his general life and stuff, it's it's more or less it's pretty uncalled for. Um, Calling him a journalist is in of itself is fine, but then he threw that meme up there, which I don't know if you can take that part seriously or not. But at the same time, it's very this is very silly. Um, Styx isn't a grifter. That's what he is trying to convey. That Styx is a grifter. He's not. Um, he does genuinely like playing gacha games. Before this though, he actually did MMOs, and he did a lot of MMO videos on his old channel, MMO Byte. That's actually where I learned my Styx from. The problem was that the MMO genre died, more or less. It's a shadow of his former self. And so the other thing he liked playing was gacha games. And so he swapped the gacha games. And that's why he's doing that now. So he actually has a pretty long history. And the point is that he plays more than gacha games. Gacha games is not his full-on priority. Obviously, he is making money doing gacha game content, but he is still a human being, and he has other things in his life than to play 18 gacha games and being a gacha god. This is so silly.
Move on to whatever next gacha game is the hot new thing on the block. And so because I see him as more of a tourist than someone who actually cares about gacha games, I have a pretty big fucking problem with someone like him making a video calling some gacha developer greedy and preaching about how he's gonna quit playing their game because he thinks they're not respecting him and their other players enough. Someone who very likely has barely even played the game himself outside of the times he got paid by them to play it. I think.
And so he's saying that he's lying. I don't believe you should be. Honestly, I don't even know where this is coming from. Why? Because you're guessing that his wife plays Girls Frontline for him, and so whenever he says, "I log in every day," I didn't miss a login any day until now because he quit. Like you're saying that, that may be him lying. That's a stretch, dude. I don't think you should actually make it that assumption without some more proof regarding that.
They call those things sponsorships or something. Oh, and as another side tangent, just to throw some more gas into the fire, Styx has recently been very vocal about Stella Sora, another gacha game that came out pretty recently, and one that he was initially shilling for, but when people started to complain about several problems that they saw the game having at launch...
Probably Dylan. He probably does, or she probably does. Styx is actually, Mrs. Styx, I should say, is a pretty big gooner, actually. So she probably does. I did play Stella Sora for a little bit. I don't like the game. It's not really for any of this, though. I just think the gameplay is not for me. I've seen games like that do it better than Stella Sora, and I prefer to play those games. Let me read this, though. Tone Dev. I saw this on Twitter, because I do follow him. Reading some of this. No gotcha video. Yeah. So the big thing about Stella Sora at the moment is that I think people are mostly pissed off about the gacha being too predatory. So there's that, at least.
He pretty quickly turned coat and joined them in criticizing that game too. Well, funny he does that because apparently he was either being deceptive or just straight up lying about the facts that 1, he knew that Stella Sora's gacha on release was gonna be 3,000 gems instead of the usual 1,500 that people said that the beta had, and 2, his claim that Stella Sora has no 50-50. Even Fobmaster called his ass out for it, as you can see here. So not only does it seem like Styx is yet another fuck-ass bandwagoning gacha CC piece of shit, but he'll also even put out sweet little lies to dick ride whatever the popular narrative is for the day, just so that his videos will have the view count that he likes to see at the end of the day. Makes sense that he's a woo shill too, I guess.
I cannot even put into words genuinely what I think about this patch, because it was just so unexpected.
And he's out here.
Okay, so for context on this one, because I actually play Modern Waves too, this was literally after one of the best patches we ever had. Best patch stories we ever had, to be more specific. This was for Lova's Quest. I remember seeing this because just the environment they're in. This is Styx's reaction to the Forlova's story quest. Which generally everyone was like, holy shit, what the fuck? This was so good. So this is another cherry pick, which is lost in context, just to say that Styx is a woo shill. Bro, we were all shilling this patch because it was so good. So yeah, context for that, you can take that as you will.
Unexpected.
And he's out here making videos criticizing gacha developers for, hold up, let me check my notes here. Being too greedy? I'm gonna be so real with y'all, man. I think he used the skin drama as a cover-up to drop the game. Him and Pridwin too, by the way. This feels to me like he saw the skin drama as a good opportunity to drop the game so that he can devote more time to, like, covering other gacha games coming up.
So, no. It's not just a skin gacha drama. But let's play not devil's advocate, but let's just be charitable and say he is. That he is correct. That Styx quit over purely because of the skin gacha drama. Then are we going to count that for every other content creator? Sia? I mean, damn near I almost did. But that was like way after. Way after the skin gacha drama actually ended. But I was the one who advocated for Global Side to actually boycott the game, just because the Chinese server was doing it too, just so that Miko actually listened, which they did, by the way. But the result was lukewarm at best. So there is that. Pride dropped it, and also Loot and Waifus dropped Girls Frontline as well. I think every single site that had a section for Girls Frontline 2 actually dropped the game. And the primary reason wasn't for the skin gacha, it was because the game was just not worth making guides for. Especially when Voimasina came out and broke the game. Yeah, overall, Nixon, the game is just rough. Again, I have to say that if people quit over the skin gacha, it's not purely because of the skin gacha, it's because that was the last thing that made people go, okay, I'm done. It was on top of everything else that people had grievances over with. And this can only be... Honestly, thinking about it, Tuhu feels more like a tourist than Styx is right now. I'm gonna be ripped. He plays 18 gacha games. He is a tourist. Like, just based on math. He just tours a lot.
Maybe he felt like he couldn't drop GFL 2 because of how much he's glazed it in the past. I don't know.
The devs reached out and they were like, hey, Styx, would you be interested in doing a sponsored showcase in a video and a live stream of our brand new character. Just kind of like react to her, let us know what you think, try the new gameplay modes and everything. And I was like, okay. I'm not trying to pull fast one. No. Darcio, what's up? She's crazy. Okay, good to know. So I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm down. I'm 100% down. Because I get to look at a new character that I'm interested in. I get to pull for a new character that Mrs. Stiggs wants anyway. And we get to kind of look at everything that's been introduced in this batch.
And then when he realized that he had the perfect high horse moralist ass holier than thou off-ramp right in front of him, he fucking ratted his ass out like his name's Pirate Software in a WoW dungeon. He's only maybe a few steps removed from being a full-blown fucking rat, and y'all should already know how I feel about the fucking rats around these parts. To wrap this
Wow, he even has Ethan on there. That's hilarious. Let me listen to this part again. It feels like this is missing a lot of context because I've never seen this one before. And just based on the other clips that he pulled up, where I actually knew about the context, and I knew for a fact that Tuhu actually, like, literally pulled him out of context. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing too, just out of pattern of behavior.
maybe he felt like he couldn't drop GFL 2 because of how much he's glazed it in the past. I don't know.
The devs reached out and they were like, hey, Stiggs, would you be interested in doing a sponsored showcase in a video and a live stream of our brand new character? Just kind of like react to her, let us know what you think, try the new gameplay modes and everything. And I was like, okay. I'm not trying to pull fast one. No. Darcio, what's up? She's crazy. Okay, good to know.
I would like to know when this was, because this will be after he quit the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did this after he quit the game, just based on the dates here and who's coming up. But yeah, if he actually did a sponsored video after he quit the game, sure, whatever. Honestly, yeah, whatever. It's not like he hates Girls Frontline. He said that he's liked it constantly, like very constantly. And if he was doing a sponsored video for it after he quit, it is weird. But at the same time, maybe he came back. Who knows? Like I said, I need context for this one. Unfortunately, I don't know this context. But I'm willing to bet that this was also pulled out of context. But shit on 25.8. For Girls Frontline, he didn't actually shit on it until he quit. So there was that.
So I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'm down. I'm 100% down. Because I get to look at a new character that I'm interested in. I get to pull for a new character that Mrs. Stiggs wants anyway. And we get to kind of look at everything that's been introduced in this batch.
And then when he realized that he had the perfect high horse moralist ass holier than thou off-ramp right in front of him, he fucking ratted his ass out like his name's Pirate Software in a WoW dungeon. He's only maybe a few steps removed from being a full-blown fucking rat, and y'all should already know how I feel about the fucking rats around these parts. To wrap this video up, let me leave on this note. I think that it is still very important for gacha players to do what they can if they feel strongly enough about something that they see is a problem in their games. Too often do gacha players just bitch and moan on Twitter, review bomb completely unrelated apps, or try to conduct a half-baked, pathetic excuse of a social media boycott to satisfy their smooth, underdeveloped Neanderthal sacks of shit they call a brain. Looking at you, Hoyotards. But saying that you're gonna quit a gacha game over an overpriced skin is just not it either. I'm sorry. It'd be one thing if 416 skin actually gave like an insane stat boost, or something that made her even more broken. Then at that point, yeah, that'd be a different story. Then at that point, I wouldn't think that quitting the game is that unreasonable. But that's not the case now, is it? I do want to give props to most of the GFL2 player base. I think that most of the response that I've seen personally to the skin drama was fine. Again, I think that the most appropriate response to this is to stop spending money, if you care enough about it at least, until Mika does something that shows us that they won't do this again. However unlikely that is. But quitting the game over a cosmetic, something that doesn't even affect your gameplay directly, no matter how overpriced, is definitely a choice, and if you ask me, not a very logical one at that. And if respect is the crux of your argument here as to why you feel justified in quitting Girls Frontline 2 over the skin drama, I hate to break it to you, man, but gacha players like us have no right to talk about respect, especially when it's coming out of people like Styx. But hey, it's a free country where I live, at least, or at least so they say, so do what you feel is appropriate. Just don't get too triggered when the god of gacha calls you a fucking retard for it. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and a sub. Check out
Oh my god. I can't believe he's sticking with that name. Oh my god. Oh, God. I just don't want to take this guy seriously. Whenever he says that. Filthy rats. Sickness must be purged. Gotcha gun. Yes, Furigo, you said it like 5 times, I know. Uh yeah, this is cringe. Yes, dude, no one wants to suck. Like, why would anyone want to suck this kid's dick? Unless he's making big bucks, which maybe he is, considering how much money he spent. But I saw an interview with Psyche once, and he did say that he has no money because he spent it all on gacha games. So there is that at least. Maybe his situation has changed since last year, but at least as far as he knows, at least as far as I know, he's actually poor because he spent all his money on gacha games. It's a natural addiction at that point. Yeah. As far as Styx is concerned, this was a bad roast. This is actually that's Psyche. No, that's not Psyche. This is Tuhu. Yeah, this is Tuhu. Tuhu did an interview, or not, Psyche did an interview with Tuhu, to be more specific. And Tuhu did say on an interview that he is poor because he spent so much money on gacha games. But at the same time, he doesn't regret it. So there is that at least. At least he doesn't. At least he's having fun. I can at least say that. But this is a bad roast. I think that's like the only thing that you can say about Styx is that he shat on Girls Frontline 2 until he got sponsored again, and now he did a sponsored cover of Girls Frontline 2 where he shielded. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's not a good look, I would say that much. It's definitely not a good look if that's true. But everything before that, that's like only like one good point across like a sea of bad ones, and him being the gacha god. Yeah, and also you can't really blame Styx for wanting to get money before a sponsor and during sponsor. You shout on it during sponsor. If you shout on it during sponsor, then bro, he's good. Because I didn't see that sponsored stream. Like, if you shout on Ghost Line 2 during a sponsor and he still got paid, bro, he did literally nothing wrong. That would be amazing. But yeah, this one was hilarious. I didn't even realize I was sick during the entire time because, man, this one was a bad one. He had like, is that meme, right? Like they has on the first half. Not gonna lie, like the first part of his video, he was actually making some pretty decent points. And then once he actually started to critique Styx, it just completely fell apart. Is the video is not only feels elitist, it actually just feels petty and silly. Now, and calling out Styx for having a pilot, that's just dumb, you know. because Mrs. Sticks actually plays gacha games too, and they're married, obviously. So maybe he plays games for her too. It's just so silly. Spread lies about any game, so that's nothing new. Yeah. Like he's trying so hard to make himself look like the morally correct person, but this is also the same guy who says he's a gotcha god. It's just so hard. It is. You guys don't understand just how hard it is to take this guy seriously when he says he's a gotcha god. he really needs to rebrand. Oh my god. You went way too deep on something that's really nothing burger. True. Yeah, true. Not even elitist. This guy's just an idiot. Okay. Alright. I'm done with them. Oh, he gotcha god. Oh, it's the gotcha god. Ah. Okay, there was one more video. Let's hope that one's better. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is better. It should be from Arikado. This one's 14 minutes. Yeah. So, context on this guy.
Girls
But look for-
Frontline 2 is just a few days out.
Stop. Okay. So, this video is about Arikado and why he doesn't make Girls Frontline 2 content. So you guys probably don't even know who the fuck Arikado is. So, Arikado, I know him because I watched him. Actually watched his first video. Well, it probably wasn't his first video, but it's his first video on this channel. And it was a critique on Saint Tontas. And if you guys don't know Saint Tontas, he's basically, he probably is the biggest. He's one of the biggest, but he might be the biggest person for Wuthering Waves. And now that Tectone is no longer a gacha content creator, people basically see Saint Tontas as basically the Tectone replacement. More or less. He is more than that, to be honest. But that's kind of what he basically built himself up as to be, because he and Tectone are friends. And they talk a lot on stream. Well, they used to talk a lot on stream. Is this guy like Techie? No, not really. He has his own thing, but like I said, he and Tectone are friends. But Arikado, he did a critique on Saint Tontas, and then he did a critique on EO, and then he got into some drama. And apparently, there are like two content creators who talked to Arikado in private, and then Arikado kind of realized that, you know, his channel was becoming something that he didn't want it to be, and so he got rid of a number of videos and became more straight-laced, I guess you can say. But throughout that entire time, he actually shielded a lot of Girls Frontline 2. He never actually made a Girls Frontline 2 video, but he would try his best. He would try his damnness to shield for Girls Frontline 2 in his Zenizome Zero videos. So I know for a fact that he loves Girls Frontline 2. So this video is about why he doesn't make Girls Frontline 2 content. And I'm pretty interested in seeing what he wants to say about this. So yeah, let's get started.
Girls Frontline 2 is just a few days out from its first anniversary on the global servers, so I wanted to take the opportunity to give a recap of what it has to offer from the official livestream, and then afterwards, go over why I don't actually cover Girls Frontline 2 on this channel, despite me having frequently glazed GFL 2 at the most unrelated of moments throughout many videos I've made in the past.
This is correct, by the way. He does it a lot.
The crew deck mode will finally be making its way to global servers, an open environment where you can walk around in as the commander, or some of your own playable dolls in future game versions, and interact with your own dolls in many ways, both big and small. There is some light furniture customization, and of course the Macchiato interactable scene with branching path options for some light replayability for everyone who's a big fan of the purple-haired tsundere mega dork. The Macchiato scene will be given out for free in the in-game mail and will not be locked behind any paywalls, so remember to check your mail when the patch goes live. On the top
Well, you still got to buy the skin, so there is that at least. So there is technically one paywall, but I understand what you're saying.
of the Macchiato scene and paywalls, yes, the infamous Kluke Beach skin gacha will also be arriving on the doorstep of global servers.
People keep saying Kluke, and I think that might be because of PNC, but it's actually Klukai. But okay.
Though I'm sure with all the blowback Mika team got from GFL2 players worldwide, especially in China, I'm sure they're proceeding very carefully with adjusting free pull acquisition rate and how frequently they'll be adding more skins to pull for in the future.
So the big difference between the CN side and the global side is that on the CN side, they just kind of threw in this skin gacha as like, hey, we got a skin gacha, here you go, and then they just ran off into the sunset. For a global side, they kind of realized that, wow, that was a really fucking bad idea. You know what? Let's just bite the bullet and announce it during our preview. That way, people will know what's coming, and then we just don't die on the global side. Okay? So they actually announced it in the preview section, and they had a big talk about it. And it said, yes, there is a skin gacha. I know it's predatory, I know. But here's 35 pulls. Please don't be mad. And it turned out people aren't mad. Oh, wow. See what happens when you actually communicate?
Future. I'll save my personal opinions on the whole skin gacha situation, which I have not officially addressed in a video before, at the very end. Deep Oblivion, the next major story content patch, will be our focus for the next 2 patch cycles, with part 1 featuring Leva as the limited banner character, as well as a surprise double banner from her upbeat sister, Lena, who will also have her own story content running parallel to part 1, Intertwined Assault. Rebella, the first of Girls Frontline 1's AR team, will be reuniting with us in part 2 as the limited banner for the second half of the major patch. They're really edging me all the way to the bitter end on this one. Well, fine, if Mika doesn't want my money and I get 7 copies of my beloved without dropping a dime, then so be it! As for character skins coming out, Q-Hub will have a free skin that can be claimed at any time in the achievement shop, and Springfield will also have a free skin as a milestone reward in the game's new collection log system. More on that later. For paid skin options, Leva, Lena, Rebella, and Centerasi will be getting paid skins for a direct purchase. And Doris' skin will also be available as a direct purchase or can be pulled for in the skin gacha, which is of course where the Klukai skin will be nestled neatly in for us global players to now join in on the hate train. I personally think the maid's swimsuit kicks the shit out of the Hyperdimension Neptuna biker chick anyway, but what do
Dimension. It's funny because I get that reference.
I know? Everyone loves Klukai. For character buffs, Andris, Lena, and a second buff for Ulrich will be coming in part 1. The irony is not lost on me of Lena getting buffed on her debut banner, but whatever.
They did the same thing with Jingyu, by the way. It's because Lena and Jingyu were both pretty bad on release. So, their mod heats fixed them. So, of course, they're not going to get bad sales because they decided to, let's leave the mod keys for later because it wouldn't make sense. Well, we're not going to pull for them then. We'll wait for the rerun when, they're buffed. Might as well just buff them on release.
And Zhang Yu will receive their buffs in part 2. And while on the topic of buffs, a new feature coming to GFL2 is a rework system for common keys, allowing you to upgrade their baseline stats to push the strength of any one of your own dolls further beyond their limits. Other noteworthy additions will be the aforementioned collection log system with rewards that include the previously stated Springfield skin and some quality of life improvements.
Editor's note, more on that later. Repeats himself with no additional details. Oh, yeah.
You will now be able to favorite any item across all the game's dizzying amount of shops, allowing you to purchase all of them at once in a consolidated checkout tab, so you're not having to dig around for everything when stock starts to refresh on a weekly and monthly basis. Auto Battle will be overhauled to include a new system that lets you set skill priorities as well as setting unique conditions that must be met before the doll will even use the skill in the first place.
This is on CN side. I never used this. I tried it once and it actually didn't work for me. Because I actually wanted Springfield to actually attack while in auto mode and not just buff. She just ignores it and just buffs anyways. So, yeah.
If you've ever played Unicorn Overlord, then you'll pick up on this immediately. But here's
Unicorn Overlord has a way better AI system, gambit system, whatever you want to call it, than Girls Frontline.
hoping the options available are as in-depth as the sleeper hit strategy game.
It is not.
And lastly, weapon attachments, GFL2's gear system equivalent, can now be set to auto-dismantle lower rarity gear upon acquisition. I don't know how useful this will be for certain nuanced reasons myself, but maybe this feature is just not for me, given how I manage my own account. As for free pulls, we'll be getting 40 limited pulls and 10...
Here's the question. Do you actually use attachments that are below the highest rarity? If no, then you should dismantle all of them. Well, either you dismantle all of them or you use them as fodder for the whatchamacallits, for the attachments. Or you use them for fodder for the tuning. Yeah, the tuning. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Standard pulls, spread across multiple different login events throughout Part 1 and Part 2 of Deep Oblivion. I'm sure there'll be plenty of additional pulls in the content itself to get after, but we'll just have to wait and see if it's enough to pull across 3 banners with some pretty strong dolls in them. Speaking of pulling, the guarantee rerun banners we saw during Mimus Burner's loop will be making a return with a larger pool of doll and weapon options. Here, you can select one of the available options to focus on, and the first 5-star pull on both the doll and the weapon banners will be the selected doll in question with no 50-50 and no 75-25 respectively. Subsequent 5-star pulls on either banners, however, will return to the normal system, so keep that in mind if you try to go for more than one across both banners. If you're comfortable spending money in GFL2, then the twin pack we also saw during Mimus Burner's loop will return again with a larger pool of options. This one-time offer lets you pay to select one doll and one signature weapon, and assuming its price is the same as the previous pack, then it will cost about $45. I will personally be buying the twin pack for a duplicate of Centurasi and the signature weapon for Mechti, but currently have no plans to pull on the rerun banner as I'm gunning for a maxed vertebrae Rebella at the start of Part 2. There will also be another twin pack with a similar deal, however it's exclusively for standard banner dolls and weapons. So unless this pack is dirt cheap, like we're talking $10 to $15 max, then I personally would not recommend this to anyone.
$5 max, dude. Maybe 10 if you really want that copy of Tololo, but yeah.
Seasoned players will have a roster large enough to not worry about standard dolls, and newer players will have access to the standard banner selector, a feature that wasn't available at global launch to take advantage of all the standard banner pulls throughout the game's existing content.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Standard dolls, and newer players will have access to the standard banner selector, a feature that wasn't available at global launch to take advantage of all the standard banner pulls throughout the game's existing content. There's of course more that was revealed during the livestream, but that
Wait. I need to hear that again. What the fuck?
$15 max, then I personally would not recommend this to anyone. Seasoned players will have a roster large enough to not worry about standard dolls, and newer players will have access to the standard banner selector, a feature that wasn't...
Okay, he's just mentioning that. I thought he's like, oh, this is a new thing. Okay, yeah. I was coughing during the time, so I didn't listen to all that. Okay, he's
available at global launch to take advantage of all the standard banner pulls throughout the game's existing content. There's of course more that was revealed during the livestream, but that's all the major points that I felt were worth talking about for the first global anniversary for Girls Frontline 2. Overall, I'd say this anniversary is actually a little underwhelming in my opinion. When compared to Mimus Burner's loop, the Springfield and Perry patch that wasn't even the game's half anniversary, it was literally just a random patch from 4 months ago, it's closer to a side grade when it should really be a massive improvement, or at least a noticeable improvement. It's safe to assume that Deep Oblivion will have more substantial content than Miss Burner's Loop, both in story and actual gameplay. However, I'm wondering if the rewards across the entirety of Deep Oblivion will be enough when you put it in a larger context. See, there's probably more pulls to earn overall than Miss Burner's Loop, but you have to consider that we're not getting a free 5-star doll like we did with Faye. Only a couple skins are returning as opposed to the entire catalog with no discount vouchers like before. Only this web event where you can get friends to click on a link to discount Centurasi's skin at as low as a price as 10 paid currency. If you're someone who will be taking advantage of this, then more power to you. However, I'm not a fan of this inorganic form of word-of-mouth marketing where your players become a bunch of desperate beggars.
Of course, community interaction is just annoying and inconvenient for a majority of people. Would you rather become a walking billboard or just play the game? For those of you just sharing codes in social media circles, I salute you. Game the system as much as you can. I mean, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Everybody get hero this can do it now. I mean, I've already got some people in my Discord to actually click on the link. But yeah, hey man, it is what it is. In fact, Arikado is in a better state to do it than most people because he's a content creator. In fact, content creators have the biggest advantage. And you know why they do that, right? It's because they actually want you to post on social media so that people will know more about Girls Frontline. It's actually pretty smart, not gonna lie.
I hate web events like these. Stop fucking doing them. I'll just buy the skin at full price, or simply lock my brother out of the apartment until he does it for me. That's a joke. He has his own key, by the way. We are of course also opening Pandora's box with the global introduction of the skin gacha, and the accelerated scheduling of global content updates means we'll be losing the foresight of what future dolls to pull and skip on as we get closer and closer to matching the Chinese server version.
I personally don't care. Like, I don't care at all about foresight. Primarily because, thanks to having foresight, nothing is exciting for global side. Like, at all. That's why I joined C Inside. And I prefer play on that more until they actually get synchronized.
And while we will be getting compensated in this version with an additional 2,100 premium currency, I'm sure many hardcore players are not keen on the idea of getting spooked at whatever Mika cooks up in the future like the CN community has had to deal with numerous times before.
I'm totally fine with that, honestly. In fact, that's how it should be. It, like I said, it makes the game more exciting. And yes, bad things do tend to happen when you get it. Like, bad things do happen when you don't see it coming, right? But that's just how live service games are.
Be it controversial features or unpolished content offerings that made it too soon to the game. So yeah, that's my opinions of Deep Oblivion just by going off of the livestream. It could be better, it could be worse. We'll just have to wait and see once the update is in our actual hands. Now then, let's just move on immediately to the next topic. Why does someone like me, who frequently and openly shills Girls Frontline 2, rarely ever makes any actual content for Girls Frontline 2?
I am curious about this actually, but I'm going to make a guess. Is that my guess? My pure unfiltered guess is that it's based on what I know about this guy. He doesn't make content for money. He makes content for himself because he has his own job and he prefers getting money from that job rather than content creation. So he's not really. I think he is monetized, but he's not really pushing monetization. If you know what I mean. So it's not because of view count or anything like that. Ghost Frontline, I know for a fact that Ghost Frontline doesn't really give views. Although I thank you guys for actually discovering me and sticking around because I actually became a YouTube partner because of Ghost Frontline because you guys showed up. I really do appreciate that. It more or less means that I got big, quote unquote big, off of doing something that I really enjoyed and not having to shill for a game that I don't like. But I'm going to assume that he doesn't do it because no one actually plays the game. Let's go him one corner. Yeah, I'm going to assume that no one actually plays the game, so he wouldn't really have anyone to talk to about it. But let's see.
There are 3 primary reasons why I personally don't cover this
3
game.
reasons, okay.
I never played Girls Frontline 1, and I have no intention to watch its story content for context of the overarching world and character development.
No one cares about this. So reason number 1 is invalid. No one cares about this. So let's see what the other 2 reasons are.
Team building and meta discussion, in my opinion, is very one-dimensional, and GFL2
I actually agree with that.
team building and meta discussion
Ghostline 2's team building and meta is so easy to understand that creators are not required. I agree with that, actually. It is very easy to understand. You have to try really hard in order to make a guide on something, because not only is it easy to understand, but you also don't really need it for normal gameplay. What he could do, if he really wanted to, he could make guides for heroic mode. That's like the only thing that I can see that could use some guides. That's about it. Oh, that and the occasional events where you have to play as the enemy.
in my opinion, is very one-dimensional, and GFL2 is a sort of relief for me from content creation.
Okay. So number 3 is it's nice to have a game I don't feel compelled to make content for. Okay, so yeah, basically this is his game for himself. This is a game for himself. I completely am good with that. So the only thing, and I'm good, but I completely understand that. Let me put it that way. So more or less, number 1 is the only thing that I disagree with. You don't need to know Ghost Frontline 1 in order to make content for Ghost Frontline 2. That's just silly.
The same can be said for Stella Sora currently for me as well. The first reason is pretty self-explanatory. Not having any experience with GFL 1's story puts me at a disadvantage of being able to explore the character dynamics, story differences, and writing quality between both games. However, my brother has actually gone and watched several story summaries from Girls Frontline 1 and has heavily praised the content he's seen from it, which
I guess those are my summaries, because I don't know anyone else who does summaries besides Dokuta Shikikan, but oh my god. I don't know why, but no one actually discovered his content. That's pretty weird. But yeah, I'm guessing those were my videos.
this might sound weird, but it almost puts me in a sort of ignorance is bliss feeling, where I feel better off not seeing it for myself as to not end up constantly thinking about the differences in story quality between both games, and letting it sour my feelings of playing GFL 2. Especially because I can just take one look at the gameplay of both games and know that I'd never go and play GFL 1 anyway, which is more important given we are talking about video games, not some manga or anime show. As for team building and meta talk, I personally think it's a waste of time, in particular with Girls Frontline 2. GFL 2's meta
Shikikan something? Dokuta Shikikan is his YouTube name. Yeah, he also has Ghost Frontline 1 summaries as well, and they're a lot shorter than mine, and they give just enough context in order to understand it. But for some reason, those videos don't get views. I don't know why. Because they're very easy to understand. It doesn't show you. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. He has FOMO that he will hate Ghost. Yeah, I was about to say that. What he said about ignorance is bliss about Ghost Frontline 1, that's a very weird statement, man. It's very weird. Now him saying that, like, hey, I'm trying to play a game and not read a manga, I would also accept that, and for the most part I do, but he's also making it a point to say that he doesn't want to compare Ghost Frontline 1 story to Ghost Frontline 2 story. So it's like he's not in sync with his reasoning here. is contradictory, is what I'm saying. It's very weird. I understand it. I understand what he's trying to say. He's more or less trying to say that Girls Frontline 1 may have a way better story than Girls Frontline 2, and he fears that Girls Frontline 2 is going to be bad by comparison. So he doesn't want to do that. But he also says that he's at a disadvantage for not knowing about Girls Frontline 1, which is objectively that's true. It feels like a mismatch of emotions that he didn't quite he wasn't able to put it on the paper. Not really gonna rip him about it, but honestly, I should say, dude, just go watch some cutscenes, man. If it's not you say that it's more about the gameplay than anything, but bro, just watch the cutscenes, man. Is typing GFL like saying Ghost Frontline line? Well, is typing GF saying girlfriend?
In most cases, revolves around using mono-element team compositions not only to synchronize damage types with enemy weaknesses, but also because the element archetypes themselves are designed to synergize well within their respective element. Burn teams have a heavy focus on single-target combat, corrosive is the opposite.
This is not correct. Let him continue.
With a lot of area of effect dolls, electric teams focus on the positive-negative charge effects a majority of the dolls have. Physical, at least as of right now, is very Vanguard saturated and therefore are more focused on flanking and charging positions, so on and so forth.
Okay, so that's all wrong. The only thing he got right is electric. That's pretty funny. Girlfriend 2, let's go. Yeah.
Effective element. Burn teams have a heavy.
So this is not correct. Bird teams is not about single target focus. It's about additional attacks. It's about support attacks. They're all about support attacks. It's not about single target focus.
Focus on single target combat. Corrosive is
not about area of effect, although that's kind of what Fukai ends up doing, but that's literally because of Fukai. They're about debuffing. Corrosive teams about debuffing the enemy.
The opposite with a lot of area of effect dolls. Electric teams focus on the
This is correct.
Positive-negative charge effects a majority of the dolls have.
But he also forgets to mention about stability breaking. Electric teams are very good at stability breaking.
Physical, at least as of right now, is very Vanguard saturated.
This is actually like the worst one. Physical teams are about defense shredding. Like heavily defense shredding. You say that about Lynn's AoE characters also fall up in AoE. Yeah, because they're all supporting Fukai. Yeah, but corrosive teams is about debuffing the enemy more than anything else. Defense shredding, enemy tanking, not necessarily enemy tanking. Is with the introduction of Yuhi, they got solidified for cutting defense and shredding defense, and they also have that specific debuff where or buff where if the person's defense is at 0, you do extra damage.
And therefore are more focused on flanking and charging positions, so on and so forth. And as for building characters in GFL2, it basically kills almost all forms of guide content beyond if the character is worth pulling in the first place. The homogenized resource.
Jesus. All dolls share the same resources, ensuring you will always get use out of your materials. Know exactly what you need for a new doll. Yeah, that's true. Forgot Ice Team. He says so on and so forth, so he wasn't going to list all of them.
Requirements for all dolls being the same when combined with the weapon attachment system having very obvious choices for sets and substats.
Gear rolling in Ghost Runner 2 is night and day, where when compared to Genshin, HSRs, DTZ, and WoWa, there's just no competition. Gear rolling is night and day. It's easier. Yeah, he did actually shield us that on how the artifact grind for Girls Frontline 2 is way better than the Big Four, and honestly, I do agree with that. I don't really have any wrong. I don't really have any to say about this. He's just correct about this. Saying there's no competition, no, yeah, subjective, but I agree. So
coupled with the ability to infinitely re-roll said substats, results in getting decent builds for characters up and running so incredibly fast without the need of a building guide for every new character. The only thing I've been using the entire time I've been playing the game to
night and day, what does that mean? So when you say night and day, it basically just means that it is completely different. So he's basically saying that Girls Frontline 2's gear grinding is completely different from the Big Four. And by completely different, he means it's way better.
build characters is a publicly available Google document that's regularly updated to add new dolls, and even then, I likely would have came to similar conclusions of how to build my characters had I not even used the document. I also had a resource requirement list as well, but have stopped referring to it entirely because of how GFL2's event shops just let me continually stockpile resources I'm accumulating faster than I can pull dolls to expend them on. As for my last reason, as much as I love to talk about and critique
Genshin's artifact grind me want to jump off of bridge. Yeah, I never played Genshin. Well, I never played Genshin Pet like that, but I played Honkai Star Rail, and it's, yeah. I think Zillion Stone Zero's, quote unquote artifact grind is probably the worst version of it, just based on what I know.
dolls to expend them on. As for my last reason, as much as I love to talk about and critique Zenless Zone Zero on this channel, I'd prefer to not have that kind of dynamic for every gacha game I play. When I want to play Girls Frontline 2, I can do so without any thoughts in the back of my mind if there's anything I wanted to make a video on while I play the game. That's not to say I don't want to cover GFL 2 at all, I just don't feel compelled to, though that could honestly change at any given moment. And coincidentally, at this given moment, I did say I would close out the video with my opinions on the long cold topic of the Klukai skin gacha.
How long is this? Okay, next 3 minutes. Okay. Let's see what you have to say.
Which I will be entirely honest here, the reason I never covered it was because it was a very one-sided conversation driven by an overwhelmingly like-minded opinion of players not wanting blatantly greedy business practices to take over Girls Frontline 2, and potentially give a green light to any neighboring gacha games, or even dare I say, the Big Four. With all that said, it should be pretty clear that I am implying that I had an opinion that went against the majority, and you would be correct. As while I agreed with the pricing being outrageous and its existence in a gacha game with a 50-50 system, that's where my similarities with the majority of GFL2 players ended on this matter. But after Tuhu recently made his own video about the Klukai skin situation that was closer to how I felt, I may as well give my own opinions right now.
Let's see. All right. I'm like, oof. We just watched this, and in my opinion, it was not well articulated. Let's see.
Alright, the Klukai skin controversy was a massive overreaction and is what happens when everyone gaslights themselves into thinking GFL2's only value is the dorm system. Or a lot of them are just virtue signaling about how they won't spend any more money for internet clout. Springfield's cafe uniform being free through a collection log reward system and the massive positive reception to it, as well as similar cases like the free Coalfiend skin, is proof that cosmetics are subjective and all the good skins being locked behind the gacha was just pure hogwash.
So this is incorrect. This part about Springfield is actually entirely incorrect. This is technically not free. This is based on a rebate system, and you have to get a number of points, a number of collection points in order to get this skin. And we did the math on this, and you're not getting this, like, unless you got every single thing from all the events. And a lot of people did skip. They did skip, like, weapon stuff. Unless you actually got all of that stuff, you're not getting this without buying for skins. So there is a catch to this. So saying it is entirely free is actually incorrect. You can eventually get it for free, but you would have had to known ahead of time that you needed to buy all the weapon skins. And you needed to get like a bunch of achievements. So, curios also count too, by the way. So there's that too. But the things that give you the most point are actually the bot skins and weapon skins too, by the way. But especially the bot skins and the accessories with those skins as well. So if you really want Springfield's skin and you want it like now, the game is trying to prey on you to buy other skins if you really want that Springfield skin that badly. So this is actually, I won't say it's bad and I won't say it's wrong information, but it is a little misleading and it is downplaying what it is, what's it about.
As well as similar cases like the free Coalfiend skin, is proof that cosmetics are subjective and all the good skins being locked behind the gacha was just pure hogwash projection.
I don't think anyone actually said that either. Like, literally, I don't think anyone actually said that all the good skins are locked behind a gacha. Actually, yeah, I think the only thing that people actually complained about was the interactions being locked behind the gacha, which they were at the very beginning. Macchiatos was locked behind the gacha. You actually had to pull on the gacha in order to get the macchiato interaction. They changed that to make it free. That wasn't like how that was at the beginning. Honduras was not a direct buy. You had to pull on the gacha in order to get it. Which, by the way, Honduras was actually pretty easy to get for me. I don't know if I was lucky or not, but I think that was actually pretty simple to get. So that is to say, before the shitstorm happened, the skin gacha was actually way worse. It was actually more predatory than it is now. Things did change thanks to that shitstorm that happened.
The skin gacha was an inevitability when you take a step back and actually look at how Girls Frontline 2 and its current reward systems does not compel enough people to spend any money to keep the company going. Consider for a moment how GFL2's gacha system, when compared to the competition, has a reduced hard pity, reduced soft pity, reduced cost per pull, a higher daily currency income, a higher per patch pull income, being 3 weeks instead of 6, strong standard characters, borrow bulk characters and guild content, bundle options with better value, multiple free
might as well read the comments after.
Free skin opportunities, guarantee rerun banners and direct purchasable doll bundles, absolutely zero demand for players to pay for stamina refills, and overall easier endgame content should be everything you need to know that Mika was gonna push hard for cosmetic monetization. Generosity is something everyone wants to demand and praise for in gacha games, but it can be just as unsustainable as a greedy gacha game that no one spends money on. If a gacha game goes on for too long without compelling players to spend money, then those very players just might find themselves paying the ultimate price instead and lose the entire game through end of service.
So here's the thing. The dolls themselves are what generates the money. It's not necessarily the skins. I think people need to understand that there is a reason why people actually V6 multiple characters, like literally Nixon V6 Leva. And she doesn't need a V6. She's way more powerful at V6, but she doesn't need it. But he did it because he loves Leva. There's a lot of attachment towards the dolls, and that's why they're so heavily monetized. It's not just the skins. You get the majority of the money from the dolls themselves.
And at that point, maybe, just maybe, the $200 skin wasn't such a
$120.
bad idea. Don't roast me over the coals for this one, guys.
It's not $200. But we actually started doing the $200 thing. So I am not sure why he said maybe the $200 skin is not a bad idea, or wasn't such a bad idea. that is actually different from what Tuhu said. Actually, that's very different because even Tuhu said, "Oh no, this is shit. No, this is really bad. I don't agree with Indus. Just don't spend money on it." But then he just straight up says maybe a $200 skin was not such a bad idea because if they don't do it, they might EOS. Oh man, this was man. Whew. This section, damn. It's just his opinion, right? Overall, it's just his opinion, but damn, that was not a good. That felt kind of like misinformation. No, it's not misinformation. It's more like fear mongering, to be honest. Yeah, Ghost Frontline EOS is a good joke. Yeah, this video made more sense than Tuhu for sure, 1%. It's not a bad video. It's just that his opinion towards the end, it feels misguided. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It feels misguided for the most part. But I don't even want to say that he is actually close to Tuhu's opinion, because even Tuhu says that the skin gacha was a bad idea. Even though it is less predatory than Ghost Frontline 1, it still sets the precedent of what could happen. Ghost Frontline 2 with EOS for Ghost Frontline 1, probably. Yeah, let me read the comments. I just feel really baffled by the last 3 minutes. I may even need to watch it again because I may not have absorbed like I may not absorb the information correctly, but it at first watch it feels a little all over the place, and misguided. Let's see the comments. That's not the comments. Hold on. I just want playful Nida's content of rewards. Don't care about the Kukai skin. Most players I know can't be bothered to read full college course catalog. That is Ghost Frontline 1. Read a story, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, hi, Dylan. Just don't read mine. Okay, yeah, I won't. Okay. A lot of fair points. Okay. It wasn't even actually $200. Someone did a bunch of day one calcs to say that you had to pay about 130 bucks to reach pity. Still way too much. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's no roasting or anything like that. In fact, they're actually hold on. Absolutely nonsensical and baffling take. This is not how economics work. When you make something exceedingly expensive, you cut off majority spenders. Now your counter argument would be probably whales buying it, but there's a record that is very clearly not enough of them in the industry to warrant and subsidize the game with a $200 price tag. If there are 100 people and only 5 people are going to buy something at $1,000, it does not support the product as much as, say, 60 of those people willing to pay it for like 250. But the whole reason the console market is bigger than the PC market, because it's cheaper and easier to use. In this instance of the game, they are just pricing people out of something that would have otherwise more than likely purchased. It's deals in trying to solve, right? Yes. Would you mind playing what? Like playing what exactly? How much does the average outfit in Ghost Recon 2 cost? I'm free to play, so I don't know. It's about $20 on average. When it first came out, it's discounted, and the discount is around $10. But once the discount is gone, it's $20. Springfield's is $30 because she comes with her own lobby. She's the only one who costs $30. Okay. There are two certain comments here hating on your take about the skin gacha. People really need to stop being man babies, complaining about something that is very obviously not catered to them. It is the same vein as looking at luxury clothing brands. They exist, but you can ignore them. You can wear other things. It's not like they're forcing skins on your face saying, hey, you should buy the skin or die. I heard rumors of rival company being involved in peddling hate agenda on the game. We know which. But if it's pathetic, it's true. If your argument is another monetization on top of two others, you can easily get pulls for characters and weapons if you just log in daily. You snooze, you lose, obviously. Yeah, like I don't see anything. I don't really see anything going against them besides like literally just one comment. Um, yeah, maybe on the replies here. Okay, there's two comments. So yeah, let's just listen to that video, to that last 3 minutes again, just so I can actually digest what he says this time because it is weird. Yeah, we talked about the Springfield thing. The Springfield thing is technically not free, at least for now. But let's see. You're giving him a fair shot since this is going to be a video.
With the majority of GFL2 players ended on this matter. But after Tuhu recently made his own video about the Klukai skin situation that was closer to how I felt, I may as well give my own opinions right now. Alright, the Klukai skin controversy was a massive overreaction and is what happens when everyone gaslights themselves into thinking GFL2's only value is the dorm system. Or a lot of them are just virtue signaling about how they won't spend any more money for internet clout.
So let's just stop right there. I said this on Tifu videos as well, but saying that the skin gacha is a massive overreaction just lets me know that he's not really tapped into the Ghost Frontline community, and he's more or less seen it from the outside, and that is probably the case, considering that he only really plays this game and he for himself, and he doesn't really do content for it. On top of that, he says it's his game to relax with, along with Stellar Sora, so he probably doesn't even really know anything. But a lot of people in the community were actually not having a lot of fun with the game, and a lot of people used the skin gacha as like the last straw and said, okay, I'm going to quit and stuff like that. Especially over in China. China had like the bigger reaction compared to the West.
Field's cafe uniform being free through a collection log reward system and the massive positive reception to it, as well as similar cases like the free Colfiend skin, is proof that cosmetics are subjective and all the good skins being locked behind the gacha was just pure hogwash projection.
Yeah, this was, again, I'm going to say this is incorrect. Like, this was just, what he just said is 1,000,000% incorrect. No one's actually saying that. It was the interactions, not the skins. The interactions were locked behind the gacha.
The skin gacha was an inevitability when you take a step back and actually.
That's what I missed. The skin gacha was an inevitability. Who said that? I think he's like the only person that's ever said something like that.
Look at how Girls Frontline 2 and its current reward systems does not compel enough people to spend any money to keep the company going.
And this is entirely incorrect? Yeah, like, this is actually just incorrect?
Consider for a moment how GFL2's gacha system, when compared to the competition, has a reduced hard pity, reduced soft pity.
Compared to the competition, obviously he means the Hoyo games. The Hoyo games is an outlier for one thing, but the other thing is that it's not accounting for multiple banners. So let's continue.
Reduced cost per pull, a higher daily currency income, a higher per patch pull income, being 3 weeks instead of 6, strong standard characters, borrowable characters and guild content, bundle options with better value, multiple free elite dolls, multiple free skin opportunities, guarantee rerun banners and direct purchasable doll bundles, absolutely zero demand.
Direct purchasable doll bundles, and he's saying that he's using that as an example for something that's not going to compel people to buy. But he literally just said, yeah, you can directly buy dolls for events. It's like, the map isn't mapping there. Let's continue.
For players to pay for stamina refills, and overall easier endgame content should be everything you need to know that Mika was going to push hard for cosmetic monetization. Generosity is something everyone.
Okay. So I need to make this very clear. The currency that you get right now, you can lose every 50-50 and you can still get all the dolls. But it becomes a different question entirely if you want the weapon. If you want the doll and the weapon, there is not enough free currency unless you win every 50-50. Not as a free-to-play player. It gets even worse if you want dupes. And a lot of people want both the weapon and the character because they actually want the character to be strong for the content. So that's where people are actually buying stuff for. Never mind actually getting dupes. A lot of people do want dupes. Especially if it happens to be their favorite character. Like, let's use me as an example. I wanted Springfield at V1. I got her at V1. Now, in order to do that as a free-to-play player, I actually skipped a few characters. A lot of people wanted V6 Kukai. A lot of people bought money for Kukai. Most dolls don't need weapon until V3 or even V6, correct? Yeah. The difference between a V1 Kukai and a V6 Kukai is night and day, but that's more or less everyone on this roster, to be honest. But a lot of people will get dupes for the characters that they love. And Global has been giving them a lot of money just on that alone. China, yeah, sure, you can kind of make the argument there, but that's not because of the game itself. That's probably because of how much of a shitstorm the beginning of the game was, and how they lost a pretty huge audience to Snowbreak, and now that audience is shitting up on Snowbreak. But let's not get into that. All right, let's continue listening to that. I just really need to get that out there because I really need people to stop peddling that the game is omega generous and you can get everything for basically free if you just grind out the game. That's actually not true. You can get the characters for free for the most part if you play the game every day, but not if you want to get dupes or the weapons. And that is a thing, right? And especially if you miss days, you're not getting every doll for free.
Wants to demand and praise for in gacha games, but it can be just as unsustainable as a greedy gacha game that no one spends money on. If a gacha game goes on for too long without compelling players to spend money, then those very players just might find themselves paying the ultimate price instead and lose the entire game through end of service. And at that point, maybe, just maybe, the $200 skin wasn't such a bad idea.
Okay. Yeah. So this last portion is just pure conjecture. Like entirely pure conjecture, and is based on basically misguided information. This is why I was saying that feels misguided. Also, it's not $200, it's $120. It's $120. Yeah. Like this whole section right here is just not good. I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, this just feels misguided. As the only real way I can put it down. It's just misguided. He's 146% correct. I mean, at that point, we can even look at the revenue charts that's on Gacha revenue, but I don't really like using that. So I'd rather not do it now. But there is a reason why they've been catering to Global. It's because Global is giving a fuck ton of money, and they still are, especially compared to China. Now, if this game was only in China, you might actually have a point here. But no, it's not. Global has been carrying this game super duper hard. Now, you could make the argument that they may, they may have actually gotten EOS if it wasn't for Global. But again, that's not really an issue at all, to be honest, because let's look at Frontline 1 and Project Neural Cloud. Those make shit to your money. And those games are still going. Could you say Girls from Line 2 is a different case because there's a lot more, I guess you can say, effort put into this? Maybe. Like, you can make the argument, but that's just conjecture. Based on the pattern of behavior, no matter how bad a game is going, Mika is going to fund the game themselves if they need to. In fact, they pretty much did that until they released Global. They actually funded the game themselves. Had a flawless launch. I think it did, yeah. It's been a long time, but yeah, I think it was pretty flawless overall. Yeah, you John will sell a few Ferraris, right? Yeah, and I think the big difference between what Tuhu said and what Arikado said here is that Tuhu didn't actually advocate for the skin gacha. he never actually said, yeah, we deserve to have a skin gacha because no one's spending money on it. No, he still said that it was scummy as fuck. But what Arikado is saying here, and it blows my mind that he says this, is that we need the skin gacha, otherwise the game will go EOS. That's actually insane. I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah. That's really all I gotta say about it. I'm not really gonna trash him otherwise. Because Arikado is, at the end of the day, is just his opinion, and it is an opinion I actually would like talk to him about. But it does overall feel misguided. Like he doesn't have enough context to what actually happened. But alright. As the end of the react, take care everyone. That's it. That's just for the video. That was just, I'm not actually leaving just yet, although I do gotta leave soon. We still need to help you, John, with monetary laundering. What I got from Arikado is that he thinks it's a necessary evil and he did not care about it. Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. That's more or less what he's saying, and I don't agree with that whatsoever. Yeah, I will be streaming when I come back, hopefully. If it's before 7 o'clock, I will do the stream. Still don't understand how skin gacha can be scammy if you're not present to it at all. In that case, where's his scam? So, Square No Skill. Oh my god! Thanks for the membership. Let me see the name. Oh, Valtor. Valtor. I appreciate it. Thanks for the membership. I really appreciate it. Okay, so about this whole thing about where's the scam. It's not about the skin gacha itself. It's about the precedence behind it. So a lot of people, the reason why people rallied against doing this. Hey, Kavi. Happy Thanksgiving. And you too, Frisk, because I'm assuming you're both in the same on the same computer. Okay, I need to focus. Let's focus hard, because I need to go soon. It's about the precedence, about the skin gacha. A lot of people are worried. Okay, we wanted to buy these skins, and we had, like Mika, we had a good thing going here. You put skin on shop, we buy skin. Why are you making skin more expensive? Like, are you gonna put all the new skins on here? What are you gonna, like, what's the plan here? And I need you guys to understand that they made no fucking announcement on the CN side until about 3 hours before the patch dropped. So there was no communication whatsoever about there being a skin gacha until it was basically already in the game. Players had to find out themselves. So yes, that was a massive problem with that. The people who are saying it's an overreaction, they usually don't have that context. Like, there is a narrative behind every reaction. It would have gone extremely differently if they announced it earlier. 100%. So the reason why people actually calmed down is because they actually talked about it afterwards, after the shitstorm. And they had a meeting with several people in real life at their company in China because the shitstorm was that bad because people were actually going to boycott the game, like straight up. And so they actually gave a lot of information, and through that, we actually now get the interaction for free. We now get Andorra's skin as directly purchasable, or you can get it through the skin gacha. They haven't had the option. The only thing that you actually really need to get from the gacha now is just the actual skin that's being featured. And so even with DSR 50s being a skin gacha now, people don't like it because you can't just directly buy it, but at least we expect it now. And for most people, it's like, hey, we're having sex with her. Yeah, I'll pull in the gacha for that. Now it just feels more worth it now for people. Maybe most people now. I don't even know. But yeah, that's usually the missing context. They did also not disclose the odds or something. It's not even that. They didn't disclose anything until the gacha actually dropped, more or less. Oh yeah, and I should say, people were not happy that the macchiato skin interaction. Yeah, let me just make that super clear. The macchiato interaction was in the gacha. It didn't come with the skin. That was not like that at the very beginning. That only happened after the shitstorm happened. So yes, the shitstorm did matter for that. Correct that, dude. Was moved to store also. It's on both. It's on both at the gacha. It's actually better just get it on the gacha because it's so easy to get. But I hope that clears everything up. Because, yeah, it feels like we're so far removed from it now that people are just saying, hey, that was a big overreaction. When it actually, no, it actually wasn't. It was misleading advertisement, and people could even argue that it was false advertisement, and they could get sued for that. Mika Team could get sued for that. There actually was a case for that was going to happen in China. Yeah, people are just saying anything now because they're so far removed from it. When we could approve that move, probably Yu John himself, to be honest. Or it could have been someone in Tencent. Who knows? Like, to be real with you, they didn't announce it, the skin gacha for DSR 50 either. At least, I don't think it was featured on her PV. It didn't say, in big bold letters, this will be on the skin gacha. This will be a gacha skin. I don't think it says that. Just people assumed that it'll be a skin gacha because of how sexy it was. But people also assumed that for Helen too. that Helen's was going to be a skin gacha, but no, that was free. Would it be funny if we just put this update and not explain anything? Okay, let me pull this down. Yeah, they explained that they're not going to put a lot of gacha skins out there. That happened after the shitstorm, though. I think that needs to be stated over and over again, just so that's hammered in. Yeah, 100% though. I probably would have bought Kukai skin. I probably would have bought Kukai skin. But now I'm not going to. I think that's the big thing there. Like, I'm not gonna buy the skin. Like, if I get it for free, I get it for free. But I straight up would have bought it if it was directly purchasable. Yeah, I'm sure it's witchy there, Fletcher. I mean, I like buying skins. I do. But I'm not going to buy a $120 skin. I'm just not. No matter how good it is. Like I said this at the very beginning. They could have Ulrid, my favorite T-doll, in a sports bra and yoga pants. And her interaction just be her bending over and doing a lot of things. And I still wouldn't buy it. App. Stop the cap. Hey, look, if they give me a sex scene, I'll consider it. About $69 or $67. At that point, I might just roll the dice. Distress balls. That'd be pretty cool. The secret Kraken. Honestly, yeah, Dylan, he spends a lot in the game. But here's the thing about this skin gacha overall. At the very beginning, I advocated for just not spending money. Then I saw China saying, hey, we're going to boycott the game. And I said, you know what? Yeah. let's give it a shot and see what happens. And so I did advocate for it on the English side, and people listened for some reason. I was really shocked by that, honestly. I guess I'll have to watch what I say in the Ghost Frontline community, because apparently I have some weight. That was actually kind of freaky. And things happened, and afterwards we had a lot of communication, and I will say things have been stable ever since then. Who else wants a pitchfork? Yeah, Kansai Dorito was. Yeah. But he more or less said that he wanted to just spam feedback to them. I was the one who said, yeah, we need to join China in boycotting in order to make this stronger, because we are the ones that actually provide the money, not China. So if we stop providing money, they'll actually listen. And they did. Like, they did. So there is that, at least. But it's hard to say if global actually mattered for that. It might have just only been China. But from what I know, based on what I've researched, China actually did mention that global was also boycotting, and Mika was actually shocked by that. But who knows if that was actually taken into account when they made those changes? You know, it's one of those things where we will never actually really know. But I know for a fact, well, not for a fact, but I have a very good hunch that they announced the skin gacha in the preview here because of what happened beforehand, and them being informed that global was not happy that the skin gacha was a thing. Yeah, that whole thing with the meeting was pretty silly. Like, two guys showed up. They basically stole spots from two other people who were invited instead of them. I'm not sure if that's stolen or just provided to them. I can't say for sure, but the discussion still happened. But then there was like this thing afterwards where the Alliance was asking for more, or demanding for more, like a lot more stuff, and then it became like a shitstorm where like, oh, I'm going to lie now. I'm going to lie and say that the community mods over on the Chinese Ghost Frontline 2 forums are a bunch of shitheads and stuff like that. And you know what? Yujon listened, and he's gonna do something about that. I was like, no, that didn't actually happen. Must be a glowy. I don't know, man. But yeah, my general opinion for all things is that if you don't like something, don't give them money. So if you don't like the skin gacha, don't spend money on the skin gacha. That will always be my that'll always be my stance on things. The only reason why I advocated for the boycott is because I just wanted to see if it would actually do something. Since CN was going at a full swing, I was like, well, this is not going to matter unless global actually does it. So let me at least see if I can make this happen, and it did. Like, China actually contacted Sia, and China's like, yo, I heard you guys are doing a boycott too. Korea's doing one too. Let's go ahead and join up so that we can all make a document. It's like, and she's like, well, let me go ahead and put Hero Mystic's name on here and Kansai Rio's name on here, and we can all be representative of the global community. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is? Wait, holy shit, this is actually happening. Like, whoa, this is actually happening. The ghost. Yeah, that was a wild time. Short-lived, but it was a wild time. Like night battles, yeah. So, all that to say is that I think for the people who just weren't involved in that, yes, it is going to feel like an overreaction, but they probably literally do not know how bad it actually was at the very beginning, and what changes King from that. Curtis and T-Skin. Thank you, Intrigus. I really appreciate that. See something. Wait, I don't even have Cinteracy. Yeah, I don't even have her yet. So I would need another donation to actually buy her. Because I think we can buy her now, right? That's funny. Just buy her from the pack. I was like, Bro, okay, look. The reason why I don't have Cinteracy is because the only time I would use her is during heroic mode. Do it now. Don't be I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. Okay, look. I'll buy her now. I'll buy her now. Look, I want you guys to understand. I would... God, these games are so good. I want you guys to understand. Where is it? Cinteracy would have not been my first choice. I like Cinteracy. I like her a lot, actually. But she would have not been my first choice. Where is it? Was this it? I actually would have bought a Dupe of Ulrid instead. Silence millionaire. You guess Andres? I already have Andres. Yeah, no, I'm not spending my pulls on that banner. Silent Bikers, bro. We don't even look the same. Yes, I did say I'll get all the dolls. That is true. It's just $50 though, man. Just $50. The things I do for love. Eat ice for a... We have leftovers. No, I haven't yet. I won't have time to see it either. I actually do need to go, but I'm gonna do this first. Where the fuck is it?
センターレイシー、ただいま参りました。本日の紅茶はいかがなさいますか、ご主人様。
Yeah. Now, since I'm here, I could get bittersweet caramel. I didn't forget her, I just chose to skip her. Yeah, I've been using the battle pass weapon for macchiatos. Actually really good. He really just doesn't need her.
CCT_recon donated 5 to help with Senti.
To help with... Thanks, Recon. I appreciate that. Thank you for funding my poor ass. Actually, I actually think bittersweet caramel is actually the only good weapon I can get here. Wait. Actually, this one may be good too, now that I think about it. No, I think... Yeah, we're just gonna get this. Yeah. Stop thinking about it. Okay. He is here. There. Oh, did they fix the text speed? Oh my god, they fixed the text speed! Wow! It only took a year! Better than 6 years. Oh wow, I actually just read the text and thought that was Dylan. Did I read? Oh, it's dead, dude. Never mind. Okay, I have stalled long enough. I actually gotta go now. My parents said that they're eating at 1, and I said I'd be there at 12:30. It is currently 10 minutes past that, so I do need to go. I actually do need to go. So, I will see you guys later today. We will be doing Deep Oblivion Part 1 when I get back. Right. You guys take care.